So to become an Imagineer and an animation artist, I worked my whole life, and an art director at Universal Studios too. So I'm at Walt Disney World, and I've just finished Pandora, Toy Story. I'm loving it, my life is amazing. And then they asked me to take on a project where I get to go back and put the original colors that Walt wanted for the entrances to the Magic Kingdom and Epcot, the way he wanted 50 years ago for his 50th anniversary. So here my whole life has been about this. So what a privilege and an honor to do that. And then COVID. Everybody loses their jobs. Everybody's out of work. The tourist industry, hotel, restaurants, parks, amusements. So I decided, well, if the world's gonna end, I wanna be with the Dallas Cowboys. I've been trying to live in Texas my whole life. And here was my chance. So I lost everything. Everybody lost everything. Houses, cars. I mean, we lost everything. So it wasn't for my beautiful, wonderful assistant and writer. She said, I have an idea. Why don't we work on that book that we've been trying to work on? And you just come to Texas. I'm like, Texas? I'm like, are you near the Cowboys? She says, 5 minutes. I said, I'm there. So here we are in Texas. I get here. She's doing all the writing. And I'm sitting there going like this. And these two hands should be kept busy. You know, I've trained them for a long time. So I start doing some sketches on Instagram. I'm watching the news and I'm watching people get killed and all the hatred, and I just Disney World. So it's princesses and hot air balloons and fireworks and happiness and 6-foot mice. All of a sudden I come out into the real world where things are supposed to make sense, and nothing does. So this is real honest now, I said a prayer. I got on my knees and I prayed to God. I said, God, I can't solve COVID. I'm not a politician, a lawyer, a doctor, a first responder, a policeman, and none of those things. How can I take the gifts that you've given me and make a difference in the world? Well, he must have had a good day because he's listening. He always listens, he does, apparently. The next day, my assistant, she says, Timmy, there's this couple up in Frisco. Now I'm asking God if I can show the world how all colors can come together if we build something beautiful, that we don't have to hate each other. And the differences between our cultures is something that if we knew a little bit more about the other cultures, we wouldn't be afraid of them so much, and we'd see that we have much more in common than we do that's different. So I get here, and she says, hi, my name's Shai, and this is my husband Wes, and I'm looking at them, and they're the two of the most beautiful black people I've ever met. So I said, well, let's handle this race thing right off the bat. We're both the same color, we're human color. You're one shade, I'm another shade, but we're all the same color. And they hugged me, and they said, we have this building filled with white walls, and we're just wondering if maybe you could come with your imagination and some of that talent, and maybe you could see what you could do here. And so I look up at God, I'm like last night I said the prayer, the next day, strangers. Not only strangers with white walls and the exact opposite color of me, so that I can, my whole prayer, God listens. He may not speak back the way you're used to, but if you keep your eyes open, you'll see he never, ever, ever withholds his love from a prayer. Especially one that can help change the world. So, she says, what will you do? I walk in, and that is the only thing on the walls in this building. The entire building was the Language Lab Academy. Done very nice, it's very professional, it's chrome, it's shiny, it's new. And that's where I thought of it. I want to make the world shiny and new again. So I said, well, what if I put a map of the globe and painted it in chrome? The world's shiny and new. She said, I'll let you do that if you make Italy a big thing, because I love Italy. Now we're moving, now we're talking, now we're negotiating. So she said, well, what can you do? I said, well, why don't you just make a big fat wish and we'll see what kind of magic I can bring to you. So the next thing that happens is we make the world shiny and new, and then we start like she asked in Italy. So come with me. You're about to see a $400,000 paint job that I got done for less than 40 from the donations and care and volunteering of these two and artists from all over Frisco, all over Universal Studios, all over Walt Disney World. When I told them I had this project, drop it there and do it, they got on airplanes, they came here. But I had to house them, I had to fly them, I had to feed them. They're very expensive. So that's what the donations went to taking care of the artists to come here. Let me show you what they did. Now, the artwork, it's great in every single room, and I'm so proud of all the team that's put this together. But the story, that's what it's about for me. And my favorite starts out here in Rome. Come with me. This is the Roman bathroom. Don't be shy. If you come over and look in the mirror, look how cool that is. But then when you come back and look at all the artwork that took place to make that vision. Now, we're still not finished. We're down to here. This is my favorite room because the throne is in here. So the Emperor of Rome, and I have a saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans. What? You see what I'm so sorry. But when in Rome, do as the Romans. Come on, we had to make the bathroom. So then she says, well, my office, or where I meet people, I'd love to have a balcony looking over an Italian scene with some columns and some marble walls and some cut granite. So this is all just house paint.
But when I gloss it, throw some glitter on it, it'll look amazing, it'll look like real stone. We just want to have some color on the offset wall. This is called an accent wall. These are indigenous birds, and one showing that Italy is a place of great stability, and no matter how far you fly, you always come home. So come on in, now pick a language.
Chinese.
Very good, so funny you can say that. We can help you here, come on into the language lab. And in the office, as you can see, we're still in construction. If you see this mural that's in progress here, you see the airplanes, you see all the little icons from around the world. Here's where you'll make your decision. So, I hear you want to speak a new language.
I do.
Which one do you like to study?
Oh, I've really always wanted to learn
Mandarin, I love it.
Yeah.
So in this room, you'll get your passport, and you pick your language, you'll get a t-shirt for whatever languages you want to learn. Now you ready to travel through the pages of your passport?
There you go, yeah.
Let's go on the adventure, come on out. In 2020, I tried to tell people, hey, we have to get past the fear of each other and their cultures. So imagine the pages of your passport are paper, but I ripped holes. So as you walk the hallways to your class, you get a glimpse into each other culture. So this is Greece, very beautiful, because we had Italy and Rome. I believe the energy that you put into your art reflects back to the people that have the same energy when they walk in the room. So if I love what I'm doing, and I'm singing, I'm painting, and I walk away, and you come in a good mood, you're like, I really like that. You don't know why you like it. Well, because it's pretty, but there's a good energy, there's a lot of, it's about intention here with us. So I say that to Tammy at the Frisco Arts, and she says to me, I'm from South Korea. And I didn't see one wall in there about South Korea. Well, how are you going to make that up to me? And I said, I'll tell you what, I lived there, I'm going to do a little research about your country. And when I did, I found out that South Korea has 109 of the most beautiful waterfalls on this planet. Behind you by the water fountain I threw in Pagoda. And this is South Korea. And this is all waterfalls that come down. With your passport comes some travel. This is a Barcelona train station. We're still working on it. And there's going to be a flamenco dancer here on a terrazzo floor, polished. It'll be beautiful. We're coming to our first classroom. This is Japan. In Japan, so you see we're not finished. These are Japanese maples, and so we're going to go ahead and finish them, but some of this is me teaching, and some of this is students trying. This is the Japanese flag, by the way.
Yep.
The problem is that less people study Japanese than they do Spanish. Our Spanish classes are bigger. We only have so many rooms. So Shai comes to me and she says, I don't have enough room for the Spanish-speaking students. And I said, well, I can't make one room 2 countries. There's a story here. I researched Japan. I found out that in Japan, they have these things called Shinto gates. They are magical gates that can transport you anywhere you want to go. And I also happen to have an air conditioning socket on both sides of my wall. So I added this piece of wood, and I'm creating my Shinto gate, so you can magically step from Japan into Barcelona. Come on into Barcelona. With a little imagination and some creativity, and you'll see the Shinto gate's not finished, but that side is Japan. There'll be a flag from Spain here, okay? But this is one of the most famous fountains. Now, it's not finished, but you can see the quality, how beautiful it's going to be. And the kids in Barcelona, Madrid, they love what they call football, what we call soccer.
Yes.
So this is going to be a stadium with some kids. So that way on one side is this beautiful culture with the cherry blossom and the Japanese maples. And then over here, we're switching it up a little bit with some sports and kids stuff and things like that, with each flag hanging. So that is our Japanese Barcelona classroom. So come on out here.
All right.
Now Russia, a lot of people have one thing about Russia or another. But I think that this building in Moscow is one of the most
Yes,
beautiful
it
buildings
is,
in the world.
definitely.
And it's going on the walls of love. So here we are. This is what it's going to be, and this is where we're at. This is Veronica, one of my art directors for this. Jacqueline, when I did Greece and Rome, also did India. Check this out. For over 1,000 years, grandfather, father, son, great-grandson, they got rocks, big rock, and they smashed them together until they got sharper edges to them. And then they went to a mountain, and they used those rocks, and they carved away every piece of the rock. And this entire temple is carved out of one mountain. And this was 5,000 years ago. That kind of dedication and that kind of craftsmanship with tools that are so primitive, that belongs on the walls of love. In the bathrooms, when you wash your hands, maybe sign language you could learn is another language.
Yes.
So we have every language. If you look, aloha there, different hello in every language. So that says hello, that says hello, that says hello,
Oh, I didn't even
this
see
says
that.
hello.
That's
Guten
nice.
Tag, hello, hola, whatever that says. Bonjour, ciao, whatever that says. Salut. Oh, sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Oh, sure. There's nobody in there. Come on, I'm kidding. Talking about gestures of love, there was a prince who fell in love with a princess. And where I come from, that's kind of important. Now, this guy went a little crazy, though, and he built her the Taj Mahal, one of the most beautiful buildings of gestures of love ever. And the girl who painted this for me so far is 14 years old. See what teaching can do? A little bit of talent. This is the Sphinx. And there's a legend that if you can solve the riddle of the Sphinx, The secrets of the universe will be yours. And all the Sphinx asks for is that you restore him. Guess who's painting this one? I'm going to restore the Sphinx. I want the secrets of the universe because I know the lottery ticket numbers are in it. Harmony, peace, and love are the riddles of the universe. I already know it. I'm just going to do it because he's my buddy. Come on into the boardroom. Welcome to Dubai. So since we've taken you to the Middle East, let's go all the way and come on into this amazing room. So the people of Dubai are a nomadic and cultural people. And for years, their life was not as easy as it could have been, but what did they do? Did they give up? No. Did they quit? No. What they did was they found oil. And when they found oil on all the sand, they could have done a lot of things with that money, but you know what they did? They decided to build the city impossible. The most beautiful city on this planet. The streets are made of marble. And every time it rains, because I asked them, like, marble's slippery when it's wet. They have a guy come out, or a couple guys, I'm sure it was the entire city, with squeegees, and they squeegee the water off of the marble so people can walk and not slip. That's dedication to beauty and keeping things right. So this is the tallest building in the world. I have it in the background so I can bring this building forward so I can have this beautiful reflection over the light. You'll see the moon is reflected. So what happens is these people, these nomadic and traditional people, decide they want to take that, add some technology, and make something beautiful for the world. And boy, have they. But then they didn't stop there. Then they called every other country and said, can you help us? So people from the Netherlands, and Dutch and French and English and American and Spanish and Japan and China said, we'll help. And they took all that sand and they put it out in the ocean and they built this city in the shape of this beautiful leaf. And we never really got a chance to finish it all the way, but you can see where this is headed. Now when I put the glitter in here and we put in some spotlights, oh my goodness. Like Pretty just got a brand new name. As you can see, like Jackie and Veronica worked on my camels, Jackie worked on the sand, Denise and Jules worked on my city here. I did all the base for everything to get it just so to start with the colors, and the girls just came in and said, Timmy, get out of the way, we got this. And they crushed it for me, man. I have the greatest team of artists ever. They're amazing. This is the boardroom Dubai, which I promise you will never be bored. Come on. Little kids are here, and the kids' intellect is stimulated by primary colors. So red, yellow, blue would be our primaries, and green is not a primary, it's a secondary, by throwing in when I'm trying to stimulate children's thought processes. So in this hallway alone, this mural's gonna have mostly green, that one's gonna have mostly red, that one will be mostly blue, and that one will be mostly yellow. This is Buckingham Palace, of course, because we actually teach English here. I might take a couple courses, it's not my best subject. This is the train station, end of the line for China. 100 trains will come in and out of here, and if you go to your boss and say you were late for work because of the train, they don't believe it. In 1 year, all 100 trains, if you added up the time that they were late, adds up to 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So you go into your boss and say you're 15 minutes late for work when he knows that train was only late for 3 seconds 2 months ago, you're fired. So they have this thing where if the train ever does have a problem, and they give you a thing to show your boss because you will get fired because these trains are never late. They're known around the world for being on time. Come on down here. This is a train station in Paris. And this is a train station again in England. You'll see the tube, the eye, you'll see the tower. But since we're here, we're now in France, let's take a little bus ride in Paris. Come on in. At this point, I'm not kidding about anything. I'm dead serious, I don't joke. Right, that's funny, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 windshield wipers right here and a giant steering wheel, because that's the side of the road that they drive on. And you are now sitting in a French school bus. There's gonna be baguettes and cafes and people walking with little poodles. But I want you to walk up, the reason I have you come here is I want you to see how beautiful that Eiffel Tower is. Like, look at the line work in there, that paint, isn't that amazing? My friend Denise worked on it and my friend Jules. But look how beautiful it turned out, it's just gorgeous. I didn't want to make it the big thing, I wanted to make it in the distance so you could enjoy all of France as you get to the Eiffel Tower. If I put the Eiffel Tower right up front, that's all you'd see. But now by putting it in the background, you get to see the beautiful hot air balloons when you look out the side window of the bus. Or the Arc de Triomphe as you look out the back window. So that's a school bus ride in Paris. Come on, let's go to Madrid. Walk this way. This is the beautiful cityscape. It's still in progress, but you can see like the beautiful statue at the top. I had a 12-year-old girl paint this wet street for me. Look how great of a job she did. You teach and encourage people. You get them to rise right above themselves, and they can do amazing things. They just have to believe in themselves and not give up. If you read my book, you'll see the whole story is about not giving up. Talk to God, He listens. Believe in yourself, and you can do anything. Like even Walt said, doing the impossible is kind of fun. I tested that theory. He's right, it's so much fun. But what I want to show you here is this section from here to here. See that little white section? That is the white part of a Polaroid photograph that you pull out of your camera. And here are postcards, these rectangle shapes flipped over to your grandma having a great time in Barcelona. Weather's here, wish you were fine. But then, this is one of the most famous statues in Spain. The children love it. I love it too. Tessa painted this for me, and her little sister came in and a little coaching. It's beautiful. We're going to scale out the edges and make it a postage stamp. So we have postcards, postage stamp, photograph. This has become a scrapbook of a classroom. We're going to paint those walls and put other things up for the teachers and the students to use. But so you saw the bus ride, now the scrapbook. We have one more classroom I want to take you to. It's where you're going to learn Mandarin. Come on, let's go. Come on in and close the door. So over here is where our story begins at the Temple of the Moon. And this is an actual temple in China. It's revered and loved by everybody. But what people don't know, that temple has a pretty big job. Do you see that giant sapphire out there? That sapphire reflects anything you give to it, sends it directly to the moon. So I thought, if I had 2 guards protecting it, and I put little tiny baby hearts that just get a little bigger, because these are the walls of love, little, and then, but if I have little hearts coming down up to here, and then they get bigger, they turn into lanterns. Imagine heart-shaped lanterns flying up over the trees where they disappear behind the mountains. All that love, it's so solid it turns into bricks. That love that meanders and collects and absorbs all the love around the planet in the Great Wall of China as it comes to here and Madeline, bang! The bricks turn into the scales of the love dragon. And the love dragon comes along, collects all that love that she's absorbed from around the world. Her name is Gladys, because her Gladys is almost over. That's the love stone. Her blue eyes then send it to the sapphire, which then goes up to the moon, and it reflects down over the entire earth with love. And that's the Chinese story of how we've collected all the love and then sent it to the Temple of the Moon. Up to the moon. Why? So it can reflect back down over the whole earth. It's a cool story. So that's the Walls of Love project. Well, we have a room for the little ones. Come see that. It's the most fun room of all, I think. So when little ones want to play, you've seen the language of art. Let's see the language of fun. This is the playroom that's in progress. He said, well, we want to make characters that the kids will love. And being from doing so much work at Disney, I worked the art directors and the lead artists and the staff artists so hard on everything out there that someone would give you a room and let you just create. I said, we have to have animals. I have to overlook it, but if you can do it. So this part of the wall is deep undersea. And so we're having a bunch of characters that are fun, like he's hitching a ride. And that's a 3-legged octopus, so we'll have 8 legs eventually. This is Mr. Peabutter. He's our jellyfish. Peanut butter jelly. So sorry, I know, it doesn't get better. That's about as good as it gets, so if you're not happy there, you're in trouble. But there's rocks in a cave which take you to a jungle. If you look close, you'll see a giant 3-toed sloth, a parrot. We're gonna put in all kinds of animals. Then you come back out of the cave, because the kids can just run and go crazy in here. The water starts to get more shallow, like almost white water in a river. So I can put land creatures, like a duck or a sheep. And then because the languages are from all over the world, man, I'd say let's have the animals from all over the world too. There's the cannonball penguins. My favorite part of this room is this guy's face. He's getting out of the way, like he lifted his arm out of order and you see the drop, but this cannonball's about to splash him and he knows it. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. This is Riff Raff. One of my art directors is a U.S. Marine and a nurse and a great artist. And she dropped what she was doing to come here. She said to me, the only way I can come though is my dog has this tumor. He takes medicine. I gotta clean him. It's really a lot of work. If you let me bring him, I'll come and I'll help you with the project. He became our mascot. He was so sweet. And every wall, there's a little heart that I let the artist do. His heart is his nose, right there. But she's gonna have to put him to sleep now. There's one point it comes when you are a dog owner where the loyalty of the dog is for the rest of your life. Your loyalty for him is to know when that ends. I decided that we were gonna put Riff Raff on the Walls of Love somewhere. So I put him on a little raft flying down. There's a Riff Raff, so he'll be here forever to enjoy the laughter of the kids echoing in this room forever. But this, ladies, is the Walls of Love. If you do me a favor, I have room for about 40 students. Start telling everybody you know. I can get 40 students in here. And we're going to teach every kind of art class and tell stories of different things we've done. It's a rare thing. There's not that many Imagineers even left because when COVID happened, I just followed the Dallas Cowboys and fell into this. But since I did it, I'm going to do it right. And I got the whole community to support me. And this is how far we got so far. So it's pretty amazing what the world could do when you ask someone to come together to show everybody that we can work together and build things and create things. No matter who you are. I have 8-year-olds and 80-year-olds. I have people from every country, and every color, every creed, and every political background, and nobody cares. If you pick up a brush, you're part of the Walls of Love.